Hey, what's up? It's UFC Octagon Girl Brittany Palmer, and Ray John at 204 has nothing but that fire. I think you should check on him to make sure that he's okay because of all that heat. Mwah!
Rated Ray John, it ain't no mistake. Pulling nothing but fire, 204 breaks, yeah. Live streaming, got the internet ablaze. Hey, Rated Ray John, 204 breaks. Rare sports cars, one of one, so clean. Flawless, national treasures you never seen. Rookie cards, rookie autographs, you already know. Everything sports, MJ, Tom Brady, all the GOATs. Hey, Rated Ray John, let's go.
Alright guys, here we are, 25-26 Upper Deck Hockey, 4-box. Random team makes a break number 597. Alright guys, so basically, another 2 boxes. Out of that case from Series 2, 2 of them we ripped. We got 1 Schaefer and then the other 2 there was none. If there's 2 in there, it should still be in there. So we're probably done to half that case. As for the Series 1, this is boxes number 2 and 3. So Demidov is definitely still in there. Either he's in here or in the back in the box. So basically, I put up another one of these breaks up. We're just gonna try to run through the whole case. Obviously, depending on, let's say, like if a second Schaefer comes out, obviously we're just gonna rip open a new case. You know what I mean? But other than that, it's really hit or miss because I had a guy who bought a case at the store. He hit a silver outburst Schaefer, and there were still 2 other Schaefers in there. So that technically means there's 3. So. But who knows? Like I said, we'll figure it out. Other than that, make sure. I want to thank you guys for filling it quick. So since it was all paid up, I went live right away. I was just here sorting anyway, you know, packaging everything up. But here we are. So I'll stop yapping. And it's kind of weird because look on the top right hand corner of the screen. There's boxes on the screen, and then when you look at the bottom, there's no boxes. So that means my camera froze. So let me fix that. There you go. My camera froze. But the top camera's still accurate, so it didn't freeze. So kind of spooked me out a little bit, eh? Had like some ghost boxes. Alright, anyways, everyone's been tagged in the break. Here's the serial numbers. Just for your purposes, actually. 6583-2364, 2839, and 4730. So if you guys have if you have some sort of algorithm or whatever, share it with me. Let me know if it works. You know, if there's certain numbers that you're like, ah, man, this isn't gonna hit anything, or oh man, this is gonna be a good one. You know, I know some people do that. There's people that buy boxes at the shop, and they're kind of like, well, let me see the serial numbers, and then they'll look at the serial numbers. They don't tell me what their secret is, and then they're like, nah, I'm not gonna buy these boxes, or vice versa. They'll be like, oh yeah, I'm taking these ones for sure, or whatever. So yeah, I mean, maybe it's just what do you call that? Maybe it's just superstition, you know? Some numbers are luckier than others, and they just feel that, and then if they see that the unlucky numbers aren't there, then I don't know. What do you guys think? You think there's an algorithm to this? Do you think there's actually serial numbers that have juice boxes? What do you guys think? Do you guys think so? Anyways, I don't. It is kind of late on a Friday night. I don't expect a lot of you guys here, especially out on the East Coast. I know my guy Tony's out there. He's probably finished watching baseball, having a couple brewskis right now. Berg, it's probably still early for Mike. He might be in here. Say hello if you are. Who else is in here? Mershad, he might be watching because he has the Canadians. I'm just talking out of my, I'm just talking right now. I don't even know what I'm saying sometimes. Alright, we'll go with Series 1. We'll alternate again. We'll just go Series 1, Series 2, Series 1, Series 2. Yeah, Mikey's there. It's kind of earlier for you, though, eh? Like, you're all the way out west, right? Not all the way, but you're west of me, at least. What's the plans for What's the plans for the weekend, Mike? Were you guys watching baseball? Like, I know Canada just got eliminated, but they gave it a run, you know? Like, they won their pool, so can't be that bad. Pretty impressive. I mean, I think, ideally, like, for the World Baseball Classic, like, they kind of want to see the Dominican and the U.S. play, you know? Hoping for McKenna. Are you guys really tanking for McKenna? 9:30, Alberta. Yeah, I kind of figured that. I think it's almost midnight over here, I believe. But, as I was saying, what was I saying again? Oh, yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure in the World Baseball Classic, like, they kind of want to see the U.S. play the Dominican, right? Two powerhouses, you know, full Major League Baseball stars, head-to-head, you know. And then the other side, it's probably Japan, right? Canada did really well. Better than I expected, you know. They kind of made it a game. They're like, they were getting on base, right? They were just getting stranded. Well, what are you going to do, you know? It's, you know, I think they kind of, like, I don't think they would have had, I mean, as much as Canada, well, it is baseball. You can't really count anybody in baseball. But on paper, to tell you the truth, ideally, like, Canada just wasn't favored at all to win that game. And let alone if they did beat the U.S., they're going to run into the Dominican, and they're like, I don't know, they're riding a good high right now, so. But yeah, I'm proud of Canada. I wouldn't be upset. They shouldn't hang their heads, you know. Canada baseball's on the rise. That's all it is. Yeah. Were you watching the game, Mike? Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you were, because you were telling me they did pretty good, so. Yeah. It was alright. I wouldn't be upset with how they did this WBC. Who are you rooting for now, though, Mike? Now that Canada's gone, who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for the Dominican because Guerrero's on there, or are you like an Ohtani fan, or, you know? I mean, I would like to see Guerrero win something, right? I'd like to see Guerrero win. So you're rooting for the Dominican now? All right, last box, then we'll start the break. It is late. I'm probably gonna stay up late to sort this too. So yeah, look out for you guys have a lot of mail. Just look out for your tracking numbers too, because there's a bunch I'm getting tracked as well. So like yours, Mike. I think Mike, you got a nice Schaefer. You like the Dominican? I like them too. They're pretty energetic. I say they got a lot of energy. You know, and plus Guerrero's there, and you know, Vladdy is Canada, man. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, he's dedicated his whole career to Toronto so far, and I hope he does his whole career. So that's Canada, man. We love Vladdy. I feel the same way. I'm kind of rooting for Vladdy, but yet again, like, obviously, like, I like Ohtani. But I mean, Japan. It's probably gonna be Japan and Dominican, right? Who's Japan playing in their semi or whatever? Unless they already did. I wasn't really keeping up with them. Wonder who they're playing, or are they playing tomorrow? All right. Anyways, there we go. Series 1 is done. Okay, there we are. All right, let's see if we can come up with some magic tonight. It is late, so next one is posted, by the way. Same thing. 2 boxes out of each case. So here we are. Good luck, everyone. Good luck. Good luck, guys. Thank you again. I appreciate it. Now it's my turn to help you guys out. Duclair for the Islanders. Black and white canvas. Malkin. And Draisaitl for the Oilers. So let me see if I can pull something good for someone here. Canvas, Shesterkin. And we got Snuggerud for the Blues. And Erik Karlsson for Pittsburgh. So good start so far for the Young Guns. Hagel on the portrait. I think this one's numbered. It is. Oh, excuse me. 37 out of 199 for Tampa. One number off his jersey number. Sheesh. All right, we got DeBrincat and Larkin, and then we got Monahan for the Jackets. So Detroit and Columbus there. Thatcher Demko, Philip Grubauer, Owen Sillinger for the Blue Jackets once again. And the rest, she's base. She's base after that. Alright, next pile. Good luck. There's Quinn Hughes, Dylan Holloway, and Clayton Keller. Next, we got Kent Johnson, Ville Koivunen for the Penguins, and then Yolmark for the Sens. Linus Yolmark. There's Jordan Kyrou, Connor Bedard, and Dustin Wolf. Then we got Carter Verhaeghe, Dylan Duke for the Lightning on the Young Guns, and Tage Thompson for the Sabres on the portraits. I'm going to move this over. And here's the last of the first box of Series 1. Oh my god, Mark Gatcomb. Isn't that funny? Gatcomb on the outburst. Jeez. Kind of threw me off there. You notice the Islander forwards that have Young Guns this year all start with M? You guys notice that? At least, I think I'm right. It's just the goalies that don't, right? There's Matt Boldy and McKinnon. Sebastian Aho, Mason McTavish, Michael Callahan for the Bruins. Ooh, what do we got here? We got Chris Letang, canvas of Thomas Harley for the Stars, and Nugent Hopkins on the Cup Quest. Alright, Compadres for the Hurricanes, Luca Cagnoni for the Sharks, and then we got a Stützle for the Sens. So that box was pretty quiet, that box. Alright, next one, Series 2, first one. Oh, day with the cup. We got a day with the cup. Evan Rodriguez. Nice hit. Florida. Who has Florida? Who has the Panthers? Who has Florida? Let me see. Florida, where are you? Steve Moore. There you go. Day with the cup. Evan Rodriguez. Nice little Easter egg there. Too bad it wasn't the Barkov one with Donald Trump, eh? I heard it's really hard to hit that. UC Saros, Martin Pospisil for the Flames. I heard like it's really hard to hit that card. All right, next, Colton Dock, Joaquim Kemmel, Wyatt Amat going to Colorado. We got a red fluorescence, John Farinacci, Sebastian Aho, Austin Matthews. And then we got a Wyatt Johnston, Connor Hellebuck, Joel Nystrom for the Hurricanes. Otani's hard to beat. Yeah, he is. We found that out in the league last year too, like personally, like the Blue Jays. All right. Philip Broberg, Sidney Crosby, and William Eklund. I remember going to, I think it was game 2. Yeah, I went to game 2 of the World Series. It was a fun atmosphere. All right, Mackenzie Blackwood, Dylan Guenther, Isaac Howard for the Oilers. And then we got Demidov on the portrait, Adam Fox, and a Braden Point. I hope we get better than the Demidov portrait. I hope we get a Demidov exclusives. All right, next pile. Beckett Seneca on the encore, Anton Lundell for the Panthers, and a Braden Coots for the Canucks. Nice one. Was Vancouver. I think you're going to be happy with that one, Tony. Next, we have a Dostal, Marco Casper, and a Scott Mayfield. Another outburst for the Islanders. Not the one we want, though. Mackenzie Weegar for the Flames. Mikko Rantanen. Devin Kaplan for the Flyers. Devin Cappy for the Flyers. All right, next pack, or next pile. Cam Lund, Nikki Kakko, and JT Miller on the slaps. There's Philip Broberg, Schaefer on the portrait, and a Ty Mueller for the Canucks. So Schaefer did show up there for you, Mike. All right. So, I mean, that wasn't the greatest either, but could have been a lot worse. All right, here we go. Series 1. We're back at Series 1. Lucas Raymond, UC Saros. Wait a minute. The card's behind there. There you go. Steven Stamkos, then UC Saros. It was stuck behind that card. Patrick Laine for the Canadians. Rory Cairns for the Flames. And Mitch Marner for the Leafs. Oh, we have an outburst. Looks like Alex Nedeljkovic going to the Penguins. There's Pekka Luukkonen and Jason Robertson. Pekka Luukkonen, all right. There's Vince Dunn, Jacob Markstrom, and Donovan Sabrango. That's a good sign. That is a good sign, guys. That is a very good sign. All right, next. We got Demidov on the Dazzler, Jake Sanderson for the Sens, and Austin Matthews. All right, Leo Carlson, Sam Morton for the Flames, Seth Jarvis on the portraits, Canvas Voronkov, Cole Caulfield, and Jake Ottinger, the Otter. Ooh, what do we got here? A canvas of Ryan Suzuki. Nice. Carolina, Ryan Suzuki on the canvas. Who has Carolina in this break? Tony. There you go, Tony with the Ryan Suzuki. Gabe Perreault for the Rangers and a DeBrincat Cup Quest for the Red Wings. Next, is the audio okay? Like, you guys are still with me? You still with me, Mike? Oh, look at this. It's Patrick Laine. I thought it was going to be Demidov. Pop Count 1000. Matthew Nyes. Jack Hughes. And next we got Macklin Celebrini, Nazem Kadri, Victor Ostman for the Kraken. Jordan Binnington, Cole Caulfield, and Leon Draisaitl. We got a Jared McCann, Yanni Neiman for the Kraken, and Matt Zuccarello, and that ended off Series 1. I guess it wasn't a good sign. I thought usually when you see Sabrango, you see Demidov. That was not the case in that box. All right, here we go. Last box, Series 2. Good luck. We got a deluxe Nick Cousins to 250. Going to the Sens. There you go, Ottawa. Who has the Sens in this one? Tony. All right, there's a Brady Tkachuk and a Jake Sanderson. I was all three Senators in that pack. Joey Dackard, Zane Parekh, Young Gun, a Taylor Ward for the Kings. We got a red Snuggerud Fluorescence, Nichushkin, and an Easton Cowan. We got a canvas of Konechny. There's a Shesterkin and a Colton Ellis for the Sabres. Good old Colton Ellis. All right. Keep it going. Speckled Hellebuck, Jackson Lacombe, Nicholas Delorier going to the Flyers. Excuse me. Frank Vetrano, Sergei Bobrovsky, Dominic James for the Lightning. Sidney Crosby on the portrait. Program of Excellence, Matthew Wood. That's obviously going to the Preds. And then Jordan Binnington on the Vibing. There's Jake Gensel, Zach Werenski, Zeev Buium for the Wild. Nice one for the Wild. Who has Minnesota? Minnesota, where are you? Minnesota. Tony again. Nice. All right, this is the last of it, guys. Last of the pile. Good luck. And it looks like it's a Brady Martin on the Outburst. Who has Nashville again? Who has Nashville? Nashville, where are you? Preds, where are you, Nashville? Oh, there it is. Luke Sosnowski. You got your Matthew Wood in that Outburst right there. All right, Blue Jackets, Jack Eichel. And we got a Slavkovsky for the Canadians. There's a Utah Dylan Gunther. And you got the canvas. The checklist. So we're going to random that one between Mike Berg and Tony. So the two guys with the most spots there. Braden Coots, Matthew Tkachuk, Mo Sider, and Connor Hellebuck, Protus, and Matvey Greedon. So, honestly, it's very unfortunate that we didn't pull any Demidov or Schaefer's or even a Misa or anything like that out of these boxes so far. But it just means whatever's left in that case is, it's got to be loaded with Young Guns in there. Because, we've only pulled, one Easton Cowan, one Schaefer, no Misas whatsoever, no Demidovs, and that was a brand new case of Series 1 too. So let's do this quick random here. Left side odd, right side even. When you see the go, that's odd. When you hit the dice, it shakes. When it covered up and shake, you guys know the deal. Left side odd, right side even, and we're gonna let it go. No one's touching it. And it's number 3, so it's going to the Islanders. There you go, Mike Berg. Mike Berg with that checklist. All right, Day with the Cup. That was probably this is actually pretty nice. So we got a few Young Guns too, a POE. This one, unfortunately, like I said, when you have fresh cases, you're gonna get you gotta filter through all this stuff. You know, and I mean, we're not doing it to filter, but it's just kind of like, you know, it's inevitable, right? You know, there's not a Schaefer in every box, but if there's 1 or 2 in there's still 10 other boxes that won't have them, right? But other than that, guys, make sure you have your updated addresses. I just sorted the other breaks, so I'm gonna sort this one. I'm gonna have it packed up. It should be on Monday. If you do have anything, like if you do have a lot of stuff, just make sure to look in your inbox for the tracking information. I'm gonna get those sent out to. Other than that, guys, make sure you have your updated address. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. You know, Canada did well. I don't think they should hang their heads. So, on to I think it's semis, right? Or quarters maybe, or semis. I don't know. I don't remember. But thank you again, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Next one's posted, guys. So. It just means we're getting through the we gone through the nitty gritty from the case, and we're getting into the good stuff. So I wouldn't just slack on it now, because there's no point in getting all the crap out and then leaving the good stuff in sealed, right? So, all right, thanks again. I'm yapping too much. Let's get your weekend started. I'll see you guys soon. Cheers. Thanks, guys. Love you guys.